Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited for today's video because we have a new collection from Fantasy Cosmetica. So Fantasy Cosmetica is one of my favorite indie brands. They're also local for me in the Seattle area. And this is their first collaboration. This is a collaboration with my friend Amanda over at Makeup.Just.For.Fun. I love Amanda. She's really sweet. We talk all the time. And this is, I think, her second collaboration. Her other one was with Odin's Eye, and I'm very proud of her. So I will say I'm slightly biased because I like the brand and I like Amanda a lot, but I'm gonna try all of these products out and go over them with you and see if they are worth your money. This is a really nice collection. You've got a palette, you've got some new lip products, you've got a candle. So we're gonna go over everything. I'm gonna do lip swatches. We're gonna do swatches of this in case you have a similar skin tone to me, and then we'll do at least one eye look. I don't know if I have time for more, but at least one. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a definite soft spot for indie makeup, as we see here, and high-end and luxury makeup, which I have a lot of on my face already. And I tend to take a pretty analytical approach to the content I make. I try to make really thoughtful, analytical content, and I have new videos every week, so I'd really love to have you subscribe. Okay, so let's get into the collection information. So this is the palette. This is the Enchanted Autumn palette. This is the carton, and then the palette matches exactly, which is their normal. This is a bigger palette. Normally their palettes are a 9-pan, but this is larger, and it is really beautiful. So when you open it up, you get this really lovely, kind of cooler leaning, desaturated fall color story. Really in love with some of these colors. You've got a really nice mirror, which they have like artwork around. And it's just really well done. There's also some lip balms, which is a new product from Fantasy Cosmetica, and a candle and some jewelry, which we'll talk about in a minute. But this is the color story. Really, really like this. Like I said in the intro, I don't know if I'll have time to do multiple looks. This is being announced tomorrow, so I'm hoping that this video will go up tomorrow when this is announced, and then it is launching on the 13th. But I'll go over that and have it in the description box as well. I got this a few days ago, but work has been crazy this week. We're one of those, like, you're so busy, there's so many things happening all at once, plus one of our friends from New York, he lives in Portland now, but he's up here for a month doing a fellowship at the hospital here. So we've like had dinner with him a couple times, and I just haven't had time to sit down and play. So I'm very inspired. I want to do a look around this shimmer, and I want to do a look around this shimmer, and I want to do something with like these tones here. But we'll at least swatch everything and do one look today. So some info before we start. This is from Fantasy Cosmetica, and then there's also a message from Amanda. So this says, we're incredibly excited and honored to be doing our first ever collaboration with Amanda from Makeup.Just.For.Fun. Amanda made necklaces and earrings to go along with the collection, and they will be offered for free for the first 150 customers to purchase the palette. Discount codes are not going to work on this. So I do have a discount code with them. It is BONES, and that'll work on anything else that you order. Like if you threw in a random product from something else or a single or another palette, it'll work on that, but it won't work on any of this because it is a collaboration, and it is limited edition. So this is going to be announced September 9th at 9 a.m. So that is when I hope this video will be live. And launch date is September 13th at 9 a.m. And it also came with this little postcard. Everyone should probably get one of these in their order. It's the same artwork as the palette, but matte instead of shiny. I really like the detail here. So you've got kind of the stained glass vibe that Fantasy Cosmetica has moved into with all of their newer palettes. But it looks like you've got this window with this, so you've got some trees and like a little cottage over here, and then you've got the stained glass arch and these beautiful like autumnal leaves and stuff in the middle, and a path. And this says, hello, my beautiful friend. Thank you for supporting the Enchanted Autumn collection. These rich colors and cozy scents are inspired by the natural beauty and magic of the fall season. I hope they will bring you the joy of leaves crunching underfoot and the comfort of curling up next to the fire with a warm mug. It's time to transport yourself to a truly enchanted autumn any time of the year. And then Amanda, Makeup.Just.For.Fun. Very proud of her. It isn't autumn here, although there's been a few days. I mean, technically autumn starts at the end of September, right before my birthday, but the solstice is normally around the 21st. But there's been like a few days where it felt like it was fall, and it feels like fall in the morning, but then it's like weirdly 80 degrees and humid in the afternoon, which is not normally humid in Seattle, so I don't know what's going on with the weather here lately. And then I think there's been some forest fires elsewhere, so hopefully the lighting is fine, because when there's fires, the sky tends to have like a weird warmth to it. Like last night the sun was like red because of the smoke up in the atmosphere and stuff. If it's really bad, it looks like we live on like Mars or something. Like everything's orange and the sky is orange, but thankfully we're not having fires in Seattle or right around Seattle. So to go over pricing and everything, and then we'll move on to swatches and talking about things individually. This is the palette, so this is gonna be $44.99. And like it says, you get a free pair of earrings or a free necklace with the first 150 orders. After that, they will be available on Amanda's Etsy shop, which is Just for Fun Style. And I have bought stuff from Amanda myself before. So this is $44.99. And then these are the earrings that I chose. They have these like amber colored fall leaves and a silver metal. The other pair that you've definitely seen me wear many times on the channel and I wear in real life are these. These I bought from Amanda a while, like over a year ago. They're little trilobites. As an evolutionary biologist, I like anything fossil related, so had to get these. I love these, and they're really nice quality. So very happy to have another pair. These are really cute. They did send me a couple to choose from, and I'm sure you'll be able to pick, but I'm not sure. So that is a detail I do not have. And then after that, they will be on her Etsy, which I will have linked below, which is Just for Fun Style. Okay, and then the next product that is part of this launch is lip balms, which is a new thing for Fantasy Cosmetica. I do have some lipsticks from them. I do have some lip oils from them. And these are really nice lip balms. I asked for all 5 of them so I could do lip swatches and try them out and show you. I have been using 2 of them a lot this last week at work. I'm wearing one of them right now. It is a little pale for me, but it is pretty. So these are going to be $12.45 each. This is the package that they come in. It says tinted lip balm, the name on the front. It has the ingredients. It says soft glow of lips with hydrating lip balm. Again, cruelty-free, vegan. And then here is what one of the actual lip balms looks like. They are all pretty sheer, so I don't know if you will need all 5 unless you really want them. So they are going to be $12.45 each, or $49.99 for the pack of 5, which if you bought them all individually would be $62.25. So you do save $12. So you basically get one of them for free, which is nice if you buy them all. And then there is a candle. So they've done candles before. I have one. It's with the Lost Library collection. It's right there on that bookshelf. Next to, I have some other expensive candles on there, like there, and then I have some, my Dias and Durga ones are over here. You can see one of them, Concrete After Lightning is right there. And this is the Whispering Woods candle. So I have already used this. It's got a little lid if you need that. And then it's got a wood wick, which I enjoy. I burned this for an hour, or I burned this for like 2 or 3 hours earlier. We were cleaning the apartment and going through the closet now that the weather's starting to shift. So we were like starting to pack away shorts and tank tops and figuring out what sweatshirts need to be clean. And this made the whole apartment smell like autumn. So even though it was hot out and we have the AC going, it smelled like autumn in here. It is really beautiful. So this is Whispering Woods. I don't remember the description of it in the email. I will have to look it up and I'll just put it like in the caption, or I'll put it right here. It did have a description of like autumnal things, which I can't pull up the email because I filmed with my phone. It had a very autumnal description, and I do get kind of like warm spice and woody notes. Like, I don't know if there's sandalwood in there, but there's like a little bit of a warmth woody note, and then kind of autumn spices is like what I would describe this as. It's not like overly cinnamony or overly this, and like a lot of autumnal candles to me smell awful. Like you think of the Bath and Body Works ones, or even some nicer ones that I smelled at like Sephora and stuff, a lot of them have kind of an artificial chemically vanilla scent or cinnamon, or that there's something that just, they want it to smell like fall, but it kind of smells overly sweet or artificial and chemically versus smelling like the actual thing. And this just smells really strongly of autumn. Like it smells like I had, I don't know, like an apple pie baked and I have some cider. Yeah, it smells a lot like apple cider. And when we were burning it, my husband said that it smelled, there was like a very nice spiced cider smell in the apartment. So this is also one of those that crackles. So as you burn it, the flame kind of makes little crackle sounds, which I did in the Lost Library collection light on camera so you could hear it. Let's see if I can get it to do it again. It's just kind of like a crackling fire. It's just a really nice calming sound. So you can also buy the full collection, so it'll be $120 instead of $137.23, and that will give you the palette, all 5 lip balms, the candle, and free shipping and the free jewelry. Or you can get a partial collection of the palette and the lip balms for $92 instead of $107 and some change, and just skip the candle that way. The candle will be $29.99. I think I forgot to mention that. Okay, now that I've babbled about pricing and stuff forever, I'm gonna do lip swatches of all the lip balms, then we'll do swatches of the palette on my arm, and we'll get into a look and see if it performs like every other Fantasy Cosmetica palette I've tried. Okay, so really quick, because I couldn't remember the shade descriptions, I did pull up the email where I select what PR I wanted, and the candle is just described as woodsy and floral, and I think, I don't really get floral as in flower, but I do get like apple, like that spice cider kind of smell. And it is an apricot coconut wax candle. Okay, so for the lip balms, we've got this one right here, which is what I'm wearing right now. And this is Cozy. Nope, this is Crackle. This is Crackle. So this is a honey scented sheer nude with fine gold shimmer. So you can kind of see that it has shimmer there versus this one, which has none. You can see it is a very sheer nude. If I wipe it off, you can see here's my lip color versus the tint. So it is a little bit lighter than my lip color, and it does wash them out a little bit, but it is really pretty. And I don't really get honey this one. I don't really taste anything or any scent, maybe mildly honey, but it is pretty. I think because it's so sheer and so pale, for my skin tone, it's a little too similar to my skin tone, but it is kind of not really there. But if you're lighter than me, I think this would be a nice everyday kind of neutral lip balm. I'm just gonna wipe these off on a paper towel so you can see it is very sheerly tinted. This is the one I've been wearing all week at work, really enjoying. This is Elixir, which is a coffee scented warm brown, and it is very coffee scented. Like, and again, not like a lot of coffee scented candles smell like fake chemically to me. They don't smell like coffee. This smells like a pot of coffee, or a latte or something. Like, it smells really realistically like coffee. And because it's a little warmer and a little brown, you can see it's still very sheer. This has been my go-to. So it just adds a little bit of warmth and a little brown to my lips. Feels really nice, lasts really long on the lips. If you like coffee, I say get Elixir for sure. It is my favorite. I might need to buy a backup of it. I don't need a backup. I have all 5 of them. And I have so many lip products, but it's the one I'm tempted to buy a backup of. So this is Elixir. And then this is the shade Cozy, which you can see the brown versus this more pink. So this is a sheer mid-tone pink with salted caramel scent. And it's just, kind of a standard lip balm applicator. This definitely smells like salted caramel. It's very sweet. This one I think will be very popular because of the color and the scent. It's not my favorite, just because of the scent. But again, they're so sheer. You can see it adds a little pink to my lips instead of that little bit of brown. Still looks very nice. I like salted caramel as a product, but I don't really like it as a scent. But very pretty salted caramel. I should zoom you in a little bit. So it's just that little bit of pink. The next shade is Pomander, which is described as a spice orange scented sheer dusty orange. I get a little bit of, I'm mostly still smelling the salted caramel. I really like that. It's definitely a little orange. Oh, the scent is really nice. So you can see that's that little bit of orange warm to my lips, but not overwhelming because it is sheer. Applying lip products on camera is always a little hard and awkward. And you can see if I really build it up, you can see a little bit more of the orange. I love an orange blush. I love an orange lipstick. I think this is really pretty. So I will definitely be wearing this a lot, and it definitely has that, yeah, orange clove kind of smell. So if you don't like clove, watch out. But if you like orange and you like clove, I think this is a very lovely fall lip balm. And then last is Twilight, which is a vanilla cupcake scented balm. Normally not a scent I like, so I was a little hesitant, but it is a dusty, sheer dusty purple. So I had to get it. So this is described as a sheer dusty purple with fine pink, purple, and blue shimmer. So let's give this one a try. I have not tried this one. I was waiting to try this one on camera. Okay, I definitely see purple. The cupcake smells fine, actually. The salted caramel is my least favorite of the smells. Okay, that's really pretty. I like a purple lip. One of my favorite lipsticks is a sheer purple from Hermes that I got last year. I like that a lot. So it is shiny. I'm gonna look in a mirror. Yeah, it is, definitely has glitter in it, so you can see that in real life. It's like a purple lip gloss kind of vibe. I've used one from like Pat McGrath that gave a similar vibe, but this is more hydrating because it's a balm. And I like a purple tint. I think it goes well with my olive undertone, although this is a little more icy than my other purple, but I still really like this. Okay, and so that is Twilight. Okay, so now let's get on to swatching the palette that I've been talking forever. I'm gonna put the camera down and we're gonna look at the table. I'm gonna take my watch off, and I always like to give this disclosure if you are new here. I don't believe that swatches are as important as a lot of people do. I think they're good at telling you what tone it is and if it's gonna work on you. I think swatches are very helpful for that, especially if you have like an olive undertone or a complexion that's not like standard fair and light pink. I think they're very useful for that, but I don't think they really tell you much about how it's gonna perform. So, although Fantasy Cosmetica things generally swatch really nicely as well. So I'm gonna turn the camera down. I'm not gonna have any, I'm gonna take off my watch. I'm not gonna have any primer, lotion, anything. We're just gonna go straight on my arm and see how the swatch and see what the color story looks like all spread out. Okay, so welcome to my table. I apologize ahead of time for my chipped nails. With work being so crazy, some of the tasks that I've been doing, like preparing things at work, has been chipping away at them, and I don't want to repaint them until all of that is done. So I'm just gonna say that now, apologize for that. But here is another close-up of the packaging. You can see on the back, it just has the ingredients. Vegan, not tested on animals, 12-month shelf life, made in China, for Fantasy Cosmetica in Redmond, Washington. And it does say foggy, heron, dusk, willow, oak, and dogwood are not intended to use around the eye, so those are pigments, which is why this is a pigment palette. And then here is the color story again. I really love this. I think it's very Amanda, very fall. She loves purple, she loves green, so this makes sense. I don't think any of these look like deceptively close to others, so you have to worry about that, but I'm gonna make sure I swatch like light colors next to light colors so you can kind of see that, if that is helpful. So the first shade is Foggy, feels very silky, and this is described as a matte mid-tone gray, but it's definitely a little more of a purple mauve-y gray. Yeah, that's really pretty. That's one. That's very nice. The next shade is Dusk, which is described as a matte mid-tone mauve. Feels very nice. So you can see how much more purple the gray looks. But that looks really nice. Then we've got Dogwood, which is this, what do they describe this as? A matte, dusty, reddish pink. And there's kind of a burgundy hint to it. And then I'll do Heron as well. Heron is described as a matte, deep gray. I would say it's more of a deep gray purple. Oh, that's really pretty. Yeah, that's kind of like a wine tone. Really pretty. And then, oh, let's see, this one's a little powdery because it dropped a little fallout on the shade next to it. This is the deep gray Heron. I should have done it next to the other, but you can see pretty clearly. So these are the cooler tones. So I think I'm just gonna do all of the mattes, then the shimmers. So the last two mattes are gonna be Willow Oak, which is described as a mid-tone mustard brown, which is what I would say for sure. Very silky. And Longleaf Pine, this one feels very silky, but like or so slightly less. Like if this was a scale and this was a 10 out of 10 silky, this would be like a 9. Like it's just barely less. And this is described as a deep, a matte deep neutral green. So here is the mustard brown. That is beautiful. I will definitely be using that today. And then here is the green. Not as deep as I was expecting, but it does build on itself, and that is a really pretty, yeah, I would say that's a pretty neutral green. It doesn't look overly blue or anything. A lot of greens can pull, like, if they're too teal leaning or too blue based, they'll just look blue on me because of my olive undertone, and that looks really nice. Okay, so now for the shimmers. These are all really pretty. We'll start with Libra, just because why not? So this is described as a metallic silver. You can see it has a little bit more texture to it, and some of them look a little smoother. But Emerald and Libra, and maybe a little bit of Harvest Moon, have like a little bit more texture, but those tend to smooth out when you use it. Yeah, you can see definitely some texture that is a blinding silver. Wow. And then Scorpio is a deep pinky brown base with soft silvery green shimmer. That sounds quite interesting. This one's a little more dense, a little more packed, no texture. I preferred this kind of shimmer. That is really beautiful. I picked up quite a bit. I'm very intrigued by that. And then Sagittarius is a black and purple base with purple reflex that shift pink to gold. So here is Libra, which is what I am, and that is a blinding silver. I think from my angle, I see a little bit of a blue sheen to it, like looking at my angle off to the side, but wow. I don't think I have a silver quite like that. And then here is Scorpio, Oh, that's beautiful. So as I buff the edges, you can kind of see that warmer base. So the pinky brown base is definitely evident on the edges. And then the shimmer is very smooth, a little thick, but very smooth. And I definitely see the green, I don't know, silvery green. I think I see sparkles of silver, but it's mostly just green. Like a very dark, smoky. You could do a very pretty smoky eye with that. And then here is Sagittarius. Really love that. This is my favorite of the three so far. Like texture-wise, it's like the perfect consistency. And that is really pretty. I definitely see the gold and the pink sparkle in there. I hope that comes across on camera. And then the last three shades are Luna, which is a soft shimmery yellow leaning brown with gold and silver sparkles. This is kind of an everyday shade for me. Like I would wear this as kind of a one and done. Harvest Moon. This is a deep metallic gold. It's kind of that antique gold. I love those kind of shades. And then last, Emerald, a deep green base with bright green gold reflex and a purple shift. I definitely see the purple shift. Hopefully you can as well. If I hold it like this way, I see purple here, green here. So Luna, oh yeah, that's Luna with maybe a little bit of Willow Oak. Perfect everyday kind of work look. Oh, I love Harvest Moon. I love an antique gold, and there's a bit of a like ruddy brown base along the edges. And then Emerald is beautiful. I definitely see a lot of that purple shift, and it's very smooth and creamy, so you can see you can really blend it and get some of that sparkle. The only real textured one was the silver. So it's looking very green that way, but if I pull it off to the side, hopefully you can see a little bit of the purple shift. So that is the color story. I think Amanda did a really great job with this. Amanda and Jordan together. So I just want to do some side-by-side comparisons with some of their other palettes so you can see them in case you have the others. So first I will do Wizard, which is one of their more recent palettes, just because I have it on top. Very different, very blue-purple. You can see the size difference, 9 versus 12. Not at all similar, but also another one I really love. And then here's Rogue. I have the old packaging. And you can see there's some green here, but it's very different. This is very purple leaning, very shifty. Again, you've also got some purple, but they're very different purples. These are a much brighter, saturated purple. These are very gray, desaturated. And then we've got Warlock here. Very bright. This is my least used from them, except for I love the shade Ritual. I'm just not wearing these tones very often anymore, but really pretty. You can see how desaturated Heron is versus Eldritch. Here is the Fighter palette. This is their neutral palette. You can see this is really yellow compared to the mustard brown. And this is kind of silver, but like very different. This is more blue with a silver sheen, kind of gray. This is silver. Bard is not going to be very similar, but is another really good fall palette. You can kind of see the difference in the green here. This is a little more olivey green, has a little more yellow to it, a little lighter. Really like these. Their very first palette, and mine is the one I bought when they first launched, because I did buy their first few before I started getting PR from them. Packaging has changed a lot. You can see how much more green and olive this is compared to that. That looks just straight up brown next to it. Nothing similar at all. They don't generally dupe themselves at all. And then their last palette, Cradled in Ice, was their first ever 12 pan, and you can see there's a very different vibe here. You've got some pinky mauves over here, and then these blue and purples. But even these mauves, you can see this one's cooler than this. This has that like really neutral mauve tone. This one's kind of in between these two. Oh, I think I was off shade camera. So this dust shade's kind of in between Adore and Hideaway in tone. A little bit of this neutrality, a little bit of this coolness and depth. Okay, so let's try the palette now. Okay, welcome back. I hope the swatches were helpful. Now that I've done them, I'm really sad that I don't have more time and couldn't film this earlier in the week to have multiple looks, but I will keep playing with this off camera like normal, take pictures, post them on Instagram. So if you want to see that, let me know. They'll be there. And if you want more looks on camera, let me know before this launches, and I can definitely film like after work if I don't use it for a work look. And then I'm sure Amanda will have lots of content with lots of videos. She does really good swatches, comparison like finger and brush. She'll have lots of looks, I'm assuming. So, and I don't, you know, whoever else got this in PR will have looks as well. So I'm gonna start. I really want to try Scorpio. I think I'm gonna use like Scorpio, Oak, Luna, and Harvest. I'm gonna use those tones. Because it's Amanda, I really want to use like the purpley grays. I feel like Heron, Foggy, and Sagittarius is gonna be a really beautiful purple look. But I just feel these tones today. So I already put some of my NARS eyeshadow base down. If you're interested in the rest of my makeup, it'll be in the description box like normal. I do really like the way my base came out today. So I have a little bit of my Dewdrop foundation from Surratt on around the center of my face, and like around, you know, where I needed some coverage. I have a little bit of the House Labs concealer on a couple, like I have like something coming in here and then under my eyes. I have my Victoria Beckham blush. It's the shade Playground. I want the shade Mini Skirt still. And then a little bit of the Mario liquid bronzer in a few spots to warm up the complexion. And then for highlighter, I used another collab, and I'm still working on a video review of this, but I bought my friend Andromeda's collab with Ritual de Fille. So it is the green lipstick, the green eye soot, which I've never tried before, and a green highlighter. And so if you notice a slight shift of green in the sheen of my cheeks, that is this. This is the shade Borealis. Really liking this so far. I prefer a glow from within highlighter, not a sparkly highlighter or like a really intense. I like a glow from within, and the fact that this is like a colorful version of that has me very excited. So I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit and then let's get started. I think instead of starting with a matte, I'm gonna start with the shade Luna. I wanna see how that performs by itself on the eye, and then I'll put some other shimmers and dust some of Willow Oak on around it. So I just picked it up on this packing brush from Sigma. If I'm using something that's a little smoother, I will use something like this. If it's a little flaky, I prefer to use something really dense like this Rephr 2021. But if I want to be able to blend the shimmer at all, which I think I can with this, I'll use something like this. So I'm gonna put that straight on the lid. It's kind of a bronze. Yeah, it's just kind of a really nice bronze shimmer. There's some sparkle there, but it's not like super textured sparkly. So it's not like a flat, just shiny metallic. There's definitely some sparkle, especially as I kind of blend the edges. I see some sparkle there. So that could just be a one and done like that, actually. Just sweep. And you can see it's kind of creating a gradient. I love shades like this because I should get up earlier so that I have more time to do my makeup before work. But I generally get to work right on time, and I am rushing in the morning because I am not a morning person. And now that I'm not like, you know, teaching slightly later in the day or working from home, and I have to be in an office at 9, it's a struggle. But I really like this shade. Just all by itself, I will wear this again as a one and done, or as like buff the edges with some bronzer or willow oak, which I'm gonna do now. And for that, I'm gonna take a fluffy brush. This is from What's Up Beauty. They did send me these recently. This is just a really fluffy crease brush. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of willow oak, and I tapping it off, always tap off your excess, and I picked it up on this because this is so fluffy, it should diffuse it nicely, so I won't get too much pigment right away. If you use a denser, smaller brush, you'll get a little bit more concentrated pigment, but since I'm just buffing the edges, really like that. A mustardy brown is my favorite kind of brown. And yes, that did cause a little sparkle to go up in the crease, but I don't mind that. So if you hate that, I would, because these do have some sparkle and they're not just fully smooth, like a Pat McGrath shimmer or some Natasha Denona, I would start with the matte and then, you know, strategically place. But I really like the look of those little shimmer particles kind of fading out. So that looks really pretty. So if I was just going to work for the day, I would stop here and just do this on the other eye, but I'm not going to work today and I have time, so we're gonna play a little bit more. But I like to do looks like this where you can kind of see, oh, that's a simple look. Okay, how can you expand it? So that's really pretty. I'm gonna dust a little bit of the willow oak underneath. Because it is so densely packed as well, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Scorpio, that kind of blackened green, and I'm gonna place that out here as my deepening color and kind of deepen the outer part of the lid. I could blend, I could have put long leaf green. I could make this more green by putting some of that there, and I still might. But I just needed to use the two that I was the most excited about first. So I'm just blending these together. I'm just continuing to use the same brush so that it kind of gradients from one to the other. And I think I'm gonna put a little bit of Harvest Moon on there too. I really like that. And this is staying very neutral. I'm gonna grab this really small brush and pick up a little bit of Longleaf Pine and just kind of dust it right here. I just want to see what happens. I will probably put a little bit more of the Scorpio shade down. So it's blending into the crease nicely and adding that little bit of depth and a little bit of green. I really like that. Okay, I'm gonna repeat this on the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, so I repeated that on the other eye. I really like this look. I could just stop right here. I think I did a better job on this one because I already knew what I was doing. But really like this. I'm gonna pick up, just because I can't help myself, a little bit of Harvest Moon, more antique gold. I'm gonna put that on here as well. Okay, so you can see it's kind of bronze, but like maybe, yeah, it's bronze, but like almost leans pewter, and then the gold adds that warmth back in. So I really like that. I like both of these, but I just needed to see what all of it looked like. So I'm just tapping that on the center of the lid to kind of bridge the two. So now it's going Scorpio to Harvest Moon with a little bit of that Luna kind of around it to kind of blend it all in. I really like that. And then I don't have any sparkle fallout at all, because I think if I tried to use this brush and do the same effect with Libra, I might have, and maybe even Emerald, I might have some sparkle fallout. But with Sagittarius, Scorpio, Luna, and Harvest Moon, I'm not. They're all creamy enough and dense enough that you can really blend them like this. So I'm gonna go touch up the edges with concealer, put some mascara on, and I'll be right back for final thoughts. So I'm back, and this is the finished look. I really love this. This is my kind of eye look, what I gravitate towards a lot lately and a lot this time of year. Neutral, but not neutral. Sparkly, but not too shifty or sparkly, which I don't, there's nothing wrong with shifty or sparkly, but on a day-to-day, I feel like if I use a lot of really sparkly shifty things, then I start using a lot of like more matte satin shades, and then if I use those for too long, then I switch back to sparkly. So this is like the perfect everyday sparkly shadow. It's got some interest, it's got some color, it's got some sparkle, but it's not like too bold that I would feel awkward in any situation. So very happy with this. I will hopefully try to capture how sparkly this is. Maybe I'll put an insert here in different lighting, like in my bathroom or something, so you can kind of see it in less by my window lighting. But I really love it. So obviously this isn't a final thoughts because I've only used a handful of shades. So first impression thoughts. First, talk about the candle. I really like this. I think it's a really nice high quality candle. It smells really good. I have a thing for candles. I have 3 Boy Smells candles over there, 2 over there, 3 Dias and Durgas, a couple Dias and Durgas there. Got Boy Smells, Fantasy Cosmetic. I've got a bunch of candles all over. I love candles. So, but I'm very picky about my scents, and I love this. Lip balms, really like these. I think Crackle, that nude shade, is the one I will wear the least just because it kind of washes out my lips. But if you're lighter than me, I don't think you'll have that problem. And it's so sheer that it's still fine. Really like the formula. I've been wearing it all week, like I said. It is hydrating, it lasts really long on the lips. It's just a really nice lip balm. And this is the coffee one again, Elixir. This is my favorite. I love it. It looks, there's a little bit of color to my lips, but it looks pretty natural. Can wear it with no makeup. No one can really tell. It just looks like a really nice lip balm and feels like a lip balm. Just hydrating, good, not sticky or tacky or anything. It's not like too thick and emollient. So if you're getting the palette and you like lip balms, I'd recommend grabbing one just to try. And then the palette. I think this is my new favorite palette from the brand. I think this is the most me color story that they've ever done. Obviously it's Amanda's and it's the most Amanda, but it's her and I have very similar favorite colors, so it makes sense. I really love this. I love the purpley grays. I like these tones. I don't think I'll wear Dogwood too much. This is not a shade that I really like on my skin tone. I like this as a lip, but not on my eyes. But I will use Dusk. I will use Foggy. I really want to do a look with Sagittarius, Heron, and Foggy. I will use Scorpio all over the lids as a smoky eye, like a really dramatic smoky eye. I think that is going to be really, really beautiful. I need to put Emerald all over the lid and try out some more of the mattes. But so far, I really, really like this. And that's besides, you know, the brand sending it to me in PR. That's outside of a friend making this. I just think this is a really me color story. So it's gonna be, I think it's just my new favorite. We'll see at the end of the year when I rank everything, but this is definitely a contender for #1. It's really well done. And then the earrings, I really like them. I love the little leaves. I think they're cute. I will be wearing these this week at work. I keep forgetting to change them before work because I just don't run out of time. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. Are you gonna pick it up? Are you gonna pick up the whole collection, the palette, the lip balms? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on things. I love to talk to y'all in the comments like I always say, I really do. It makes my day to read your comments. Especially when I'm having a bad day at work, seeing some of the comments you leave truly turns my day around. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Congratulations to Amanda and Fantasy Cosmetica. Really, really great job with all of this. I hope it does very well for both of you because I think it's beautiful, and thank you so much for sending it. And like I said, my affiliate code, BONES, will save money on anything else you add to your cart if you order. Like if you order this and throw in a different scent or something else. but it won't work on these. So I will have all of the details in the description box like always. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video.